Greetings from San Diego, California, where I just had a chance to talk with Representative Duncan Hunter and Representative Darrell Issa of the United States Congress representing the San Diego area. Take a look at what they thought about why we vote on Tuesday and what we should do to make voting more accessible to you guys. So I'm here with the first declared presidential candidate for the 2008 race.
Actually not declared yet.
Oh, not declared?
No, not declared yet. We've announced that we're making preparations to run. Formal announcement comes later.
Okay,
that way you get two press conferences.
Yeah, that's right.
Got a fairly low voter turnout,
right.
And it goes up a little bit in the presidential years. I'd just like to see the American people a little more inspired on election day, and maybe that's the fault of the candidates.
Right.
And I don't know if there's any special things that you can do to substitute for the voters wanting to get out and vote. When Ronald Reagan ran for president, people who had never voted in their lives came out to vote. The other thing that I think we need with the move toward electronic balloting, perhaps is retaining hard copy. I think that may be very important in terms of reviewing the vote, appealing the vote, and recounts. And listen, we're on right now.
Okay, the last question is, I was lucky enough to catch back up with the congressman in the hallway, but not lucky enough for him to tell me why he thinks we vote on Tuesday.
Today? You know, once again, when Ronald Reagan ran for president, people would have turned out on Sunday to vote for him, and when there's no substitute for inspiration. Right. So I don't think the day of the week is relevant. I think the key is the quality of the candidates. And when you have somebody like a Ronald Reagan running for president, you get a good turnout. And I don't think moving the date is going to be a substitute.
Next, I got a chance to talk to Congressman Darrell Issa.
I can be the contrarian. You don't want to increase voter turnout. You want to increase voter awareness. Okay. If more people know what the issues are and understand them, more people will vote, and they will vote better. If all you want to do is turn out a mob, that's exactly what democracy was not intended to be. The founding fathers, probably when they only allowed landowners to vote, were not intending to disenfranchise people, but they were looking for voters who had a stake. And they believed that was how you got a democracy that was, if you will, aware, engaged, and in fact taxing themselves. Today we have universal voting, but we have to have that same sort of a question of how do we get more people educated? So if you were going to give a holiday, it's not election day that's a holiday, that's a couple of minutes. It's campaign day. It's putting a day in which people are obliged to learn more about the issues so they vote better. If business is going to give 8 hours off, why not give 1 hour off over 8 weeks for candidates to come and be part of a forum, for people to learn about the specifics of the issues? That would do more for democracy. If people meet the candidates, have an understanding of the issues, and make a decision, they will vote.
So do you think it should be a federal law? That should be a federal law, or you think it should be voluntary?
Well, I think that the federal government has a role to induce better understanding, better learning for better voting. I think we have to be a little careful that we don't essentially create a propaganda machine, because it could be hijacked very easily. But this is one of the reasons that Motor Voter has increased the number of registered voters, but not the number of people who vote, because registering to vote is in fact not engaging the people, and neither is on election day suddenly trying to get people to vote by saying, well, you get the day off if you can prove you voted. That's not what we want. What we want is an educated electorate. You are universally registered in California for all practical purposes, because you have to have an argument to not be registered to vote when you get your driver's license in California.
And so the final question is, and this is a question that we found very interesting, because the reason that we do happen to vote on Tuesday, and you said you're not interested in dealing with it that way, is it's very old. It's from 1845, and a lot of them, probably 3/4 of the people we talk to, don't actually know the reason why we do vote on Tuesday. Do you see any? First of all, do you know, and do you see any connection between election reform inaction and the fact that maybe some of your colleagues don't know the answer to why it is that in America we vote on Tuesday?
No, I don't. To be honest, if we're going to create voting holidays, then we're likely to create a voting holiday that's going to be a Friday or a Monday because of the popular appeal for it. You did mention one thing, which is something that other countries do that I think does have a positive role, and that's multi-day voting. We have a tradition of a single-day voting. Many, many countries will have 2 or 3 days of voting, and that process of more days of voting in a computer age when you can have kiosks, it has a lot more appeal, and it does allow interest groups to, at the end of the first day, to look at those who have not voted and encourage them to vote.
So do you know why we vote on Tuesday?
No.
Seeing that we have been traveling all over the country, they offered us to eat breakfast.
Which we'll gladly take up. So
Eat up.
Here we go.
Right over here. Rick Alexander, Grossmont Cuyamaca Community College District, running for mayor. Barbara Ryan, Santee School District, and running for re-election. Where's Barbara? Right over here, Barbara Ryan. All right.